Day 6 of the Tupac murder trial is underway, and the prosecution is still letting Keffe D's own words do the talking. And trust me, this courtroom is getting harder to ignore. After 5 days of testimony, prosecutors are continuing to dig into recordings of Dwayne Keffe D. Davis talking about what happened the night Tupac was killed. And here's where it gets really interesting. Jurors have already heard Davis describe the shooting in a 2008 police interview, including his claims that his nephew Orlando Baby Lane Anderson was the person who fired the shots. Davis also describes being inside the white Cadillac and handing over the gun before the shooting. But now the prosecution is taking jurors even deeper into Davis' own recorded conversation. And one recording that got serious attention involved Davis talking with his own attorney. The attorney can be heard warning Davis not to say things that could implicate him in Tupac's murder. And Davis' response? He continued talking about the gun. That is exactly the kind of evidence prosecutors want this jury to hear, because their argument is essentially, you don't have to take our word for it. Listen to what the defendant said himself. But here's where the defense is fighting back. Davis' attorney has argued that his client has a history of exaggerating his involvement, basically saying that Davis talked himself up for attention, money, and notoriety. So now the jury has a very unusual situation. The prosecution says those stories are admissions. The defense say they're lies. And the jury has to decide which version they believe. And remember, Davis is not accused of actually pulling the trigger. Prosecutors allege he helped orchestrate the attack and provided the weapon, which is why his own words about what happened inside that Cadillac are so important to this case. There's another layer that continues to make this trial explosive. Now, Davis has previously made allegations involving Sean Diddy Combs and Tupac's murder. Those allegations have been denied by Combs, and they remain allegations, not proven facts. But prosecutors are putting Davis' past statements in front of this jury because his credibility is now one of the biggest battlegrounds in this courtroom. And here's the question I keep coming back to. If Davis was simply making all of this up, why did he keep telling versions of the story for years? And this is going to be one of the biggest questions hanging over this trial. Day 6 is underway. The tapes are still talking. The witnesses are still coming. And after nearly 30 years of unanswered questions surrounding Tupac Shakur's death, this jury is now being asked to decide what was truth, what was exaggeration, and what really happened that night in Las Vegas. And believe me, we're only 2 weeks in. Stay with me, because this case